was a militant atheist, I had always lived my life as if God existed, and most people do, without even realizing it. I was raised in a different church. As I got older, when I entered high school, I gained a more disdain for religion as a whole in general. I remember my turning point when I was in a driveway at my friend's house in Florida, where I'm from. They had just spent some money and were waiting for a guy to come back with drugs, and I was sitting in the driveway smoking a cigarette, and it was like lightning struck me. I was like, man, something is wrong, but I think I misattributed it. And I kind of blamed religion for how I felt, and that was kind of the beginning of my journey to try and disprove the Bible. I dove right in. I read tons of different versions of the Bible. I read a lot of Jewish commentary on the Old Testament. I began to kind of realize that it was going to be a much more difficult job to disprove the Bible, because in my hubris, I kind of thought it was going to be easy and take like a summer. And so over the next couple years, I just kept reading like crazy. I always loved history, and a letter from Thomas Jefferson to one of his nephews instructing him about how to deal with religion. He had to quote something like, God would rather, like an homage to reason rather than blindfolded fear. It was okay for you to doubt God and question him in the search of the right answer, in the search of truth and stuff, and it hit pretty hard. Every time I would read things that had nothing to do with religion on the side, I would start to see parallels that connected with a lot of the principles that were taught in the gospel. I started changing my life after that, one thing at a time, and I thought it was important to only focus on one thing at a time, because if I tried to do too much, I would just fall apart. I quit doing drugs, and then, my life would get a little bit better. I quit smoking tobacco. My life would get a little bit better. Just being a general happy person. I was never focused on attaining happiness. I was more focused on attaining meaning, and that's what ended up bringing happiness all the time.